Warp on down to the Mack-Cast Pro Wrestling Tee Store and get your 8-bit on with the brand new Retro Mack Attack Tee. Get an extra life for the whole month of April when you buy any t-shirt and get a copy of Mack Attack, the Mackumentary for free. Available now only at www.prowrestlingtees.com/Mack-Cast.
Ladies and gentlemen, currently broadcasting, accompanied by trainee number 1 from France. He is Monster Mack.
Holy frickin' crap, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Dramatic Pause. Mack-Cast. You like that one? I just cut out duh. Just Mack-Cast. We can yell it in people's faces. It's hard to sell the Mack-Cast. It's too much to yell. So if we just go Mack-Cast right in their face, Mack-Cast. Do you think that's a good promotional tool?
No, not at all. No, that's awful. Like, what is that telling them?
Mack-Cast.
.com, .net/Podbean.
We're gonna have to get a short one, like what are we? .cjb.net. What is Mack-Cast have?
No, we're not .cjb.net. What the hell are you talking about?
The Mack-Cast.podbean/themackcast.com. That's it, right?
You know, you'd figure since it's named after you. Stop holding the mic in my face. You think this is named after you? That you'd know the website address. How do you like me holding it in your face?
It's very relaxing. Thank you so much, dude. I don't have hands free if you ask me. So I don't want to eat the microphone though. But yeah, man. I just said the website. So what are you talking about? Yeah. Welcome to the Mack-Cast, everybody. We got another edition. You know the routine. You guys thought it would be shut down.
Yeah, it's been months since we had an episode. What was the last episode? Sheldon, right?
No, it was Hot Stuff, Spaghetti Boy,
Kevin Glaze.
Kevin Glaze, yeah, also known as Devin Blaze.
Kevin Glaze. I think that was the last episode. When was that?
When was that?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I said months ago, right?
I feel like it. Yeah.
We took a good break off. You know what I mean?
Whose fault was that?
It's no one's fault. It was done purposely. So
yeah.
That the Mack-Cast got shut down, and now it's back for
BAM!
Rating spike. You know what I mean?
Creating our own rating spikes. Yeah, exactly. By having no ratings at all because we have no show, and then it spikes because we get an episode.
Yeah, people are like, oh shit, here it's back. It's back. Let's download that shit. That's you. Download it.
So do we got any Mac news in this piece or what?
We got Mac news like a mofo. And it's coming right out of my noggin because I got to think of some Mac news on the spot because it's been so long since we filmed. I forgot all about Mac news. But we got some good stuff here on the Mack-Cast. We
did the Whaling City Wrestling Festival this past weekend. We did a kids campground show. We done all kinds of. Now I'm stuck in the festival mode.
I like how you grab the mic immediately when I say we have some good stuff. That's usually the cue of me stalling to think of the good stuff that we have. But yeah, we did some festival shows, and it was pretty good. Really loved being outdoors, and the fans were going wild. Them festival shows are a lot of fun. That's what I'm getting down to. Yeah.
So other than that, I have no other Mac news, Mac. So let's hear the introduction from you tonight. Oh yes, you, my friend. Who's in the palatial Mac mansion this evening? Surprisingly, we started around 6:05.
Is that a time check? Who called for a time check?
CBS 6:05.
Oh, I see. What's the central time there? Is there any?
3 p.m. I don't know.
In the Mac mansion tonight, we got the owner, the creator of the Renegade Wrestling Alliance, Pheonix, everyone. Thank you for coming down to the Mac Mansion.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here as always.
This is like what, your 8th time? I think you're the highest rated guest. Well,
five-time Mack-Cast guest.
I'd say you for sure the most frequented guest.
That's an official award, so you can say the champion and say it 5 times and then bust out a sweet-ass spinneroonie if you want at the end of that.
It's going to be a sweet-ass spinneroonie, but
I think
do I get a plaque? Or
not in the Mac Mansion, though. We're going to have to move some furniture if we're going to do it here in the Mac Mansion.
Yeah. And who else we got in the house, Mac?
We got, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm French and I don't know the proper pronouncing of certain last names. But we got in the house Nic Carcieri. That's not it, dude.
Try again. One more time.
Nick, well, let me pull up my Facebook, dude. I gotta check that one. Carcieri. What is it, Nick? Do your own introduction in here.
It's actually
Carcieri.
pronounced Carcieri. You got it.
Oh, Carcieri, that's what I said. Exactly. Thank you for coming down, and I know you're in works with the RWA on making a documentary about this upcoming legacy.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me to the palatial Mack Mansion. I've been listening to the podcast for quite a long time. It's very, very cool to be here. Yes, and I'm sure we're going to talk more about it, but Legacy, RWA is coming up with their big show of the year, Legacy 10. So I am filming a documentary about Legacy 10, about the journey from the beginnings of RWA to now Legacy 10.
And if you were wondering at home, just to answer your question, yes, he is wearing a green mask right now.
Yes, in honor of being on the Mack-Cast, I brought my own.
Your own lucha mask?
Yes.
We appreciate that. Anthony, why didn't you do the same?
I do not currently own a lucha mask.
We got a draw full. You can probably let you borrow one if you want.
Do you have anything in purple?
Purple? We got purple, right?
Yeah, we got a purple trainee mask, I believe.
Whoa, trainee.
Yeah.
A trainee mask?
Yeah.
No, if I'm part of this outfit here, I'm in charge.
Oh no, is that why he keeps trying to show up for the podcast all the time? He's trying to take it over.
I think so, maybe.
So if you couldn't figure it out, folks, we're going to have a little bit of a rundown of the card tonight with T. We're going to talk a little legacy history with Nick, a little bit about some filmmaking stuff, and let's get this rock and rolling. Max busting out the notes, and we realized tonight why Monster Mac doesn't actually do the introductions to these things.
He thought because I actually knew you enough to actually know what's going on with the guest that I can announce you, but no one beats training in one's announcer voice, dude. That's on you, man, and you got all the details, you know what I mean? All the hitty-bitties.
All the hitty-bitties up in this house. Give me some legacy rundown, Mac. What do you
we're talking about Legacy 10.
Legacy 10. I took the mic from you real quick. Now, T, how does it feel knowing something that you started, not like Legacy 1, which was after the first live shows, right?
No, Legacy 1 happened. Well, see, this is where it gets tricky because before RWA Legacy, we rented a ring and ran a show called ETW Legacy, and that was my old backyard deal.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like a reunion of people that used to wrestle for me, and then all these new people that I met, and that happened in July of 2007.
Okay.
RWA didn't start until officially had its first show in September of 2007, with RWA Legacy 1 coming in 2008. So it depends on how you look at it, I suppose.
Okay, so there was. Before RWA Legacy 1, there was Legacy from ETW?
ETW, yes.
Now, were those shows in, buildings? Was the first one, outside?
Yeah, we'll just say it was outside, yeah.
Not the word backyard, though, right? Not
no.
in somebody's, maybe a side yard?
Perhaps.
Festival show. We'll call it a festival show.
It was a festival show, yes, there was.
For the neighborhood.
For the neighborhood,
a block
right.
party.
It was a block party. I like that.
Perfect.
I'll go with that, yes.
No, you said that, was it bringing all the old guys back? You said it was part of your ETW, right? We're talking about the first Legacy, ETW Legacy.
Did that stand for Extreme Trampoline Wrestling?
Extremely.
That's a good guess. I was wondering what
extremely
it stood
talented
for.
wrestling, and there was far from that.
Now, was this show? Did you bring back a bunch of your old friends? Was it a reunion show?
It was, but a lot of them were unavailable, so it ended up being.
Because I always wanted to do that with a bunch of my old backyard buddies. Do one last big show. Was that pretty much what it was?
It was, yeah. And as I'm sure you might realize, people are unreliable at times. So
Oh, yeah.
it didn't end up being as many as I had hoped. but they still got a chance to be involved and do something. And my brother was involved to some degree. We had a Hall of Fame just because he's had 2 back surgeries and can't wrestle
Jesus,
anymore.
yeah.
That's what happens when you try this at home. You end up doing backflips off of cages and somebody's shed.
Oof. Yeah, a little crazy. Massamack's backyard fed was called EAW, Extreme Amateur Wrestling, and it was very much so.
Oh, at least it
amateur.
fit the name, yeah.
At least it was represented in the name, right?
Right. You guys let them know right off the rip.
And we were like, oh, we got to change it because amateur wrestling was like mat wrestling. People are going to get confused, but yeah, we always wanted to run like.
I don't think anyone going in your backyard was expecting to see you guys grappling around on some mats on the ground. I think they knew what they were getting themselves into.
I was joking, but that reunion show was mainly done by Crazy Chad, wanted me to keep his legacy alive by keep running in these. Yeah, so that would have been
He no-shows on me again. He's not going to have a legacy.
He's going to listen to this and think you got real life heat with him forever.
We do have real life heat,
So
Chad. We do.
that first legacy, the unofficial RWA legacy, was there any mainstay guys, some faces that I might know?
Okay, so you said RWA.
The unofficial RWA.
No, it was called something else, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was ETW.
Unofficial.
So,
The
yeah,
unofficial
but
first legacy.
but yeah, I understand what you're saying, but the people at home might have a tough time following you. It was, to borrow a phrase, it was kind of the foundation of RWA, but it wasn't actually RWA. People you would know would be Devin Blaze, Mike Montero, Chris Cruz.
I don't know this Kevin
Glaze.
Kevin Glaze, I'm sorry,
Okay,
yes.
Tommy Trainwreck, God rest his soul. Paul Sands was there.
Oh, the wrestling's best kept secret?
Wrestling's best kept secret, and I want to say Jason Devine too. You're nodding yes.
He's nodding yes.
He's probably seen it more recently than I have.
Doing
yeah.
the research and stuff.
Yeah.
Now that was Legacy 1, RWA, or this is ETW Legacy?
That was ETW.
Okay. Now let's jump right into RWA Legacy 1.
Okay.
You guys became RWA. You started running more shows, I assume.
Yeah, we actually sat in my kitchen. When I say we, I mean Hanson and I. He started it with me, but before he lost his smile 9 times and quit. He started it with me, and we sat in my kitchen on August 18th, 2007, and we announced that we were starting our own company, so to speak, and breaking away from the people that we were working with, who was extremely backyard stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy was we found out years later, some sort of child toucher.
Whoa.
Yeah, some rude boy type stuff.
Getting a little Riley in this piece.
Yes. Where was I going with that?
I don't know. Kid touching for some reason.
Oh yeah, so we came up with the name and the idea in August. We had our first show on September 9th, 2007, and from there we did twice a month. Every 2 weeks. So yeah, twice a month most times. From the festival.
Yeah, the block party.
The block party. We ran we did September, October, November, late November, where it was very cold, and I remember a shirtless Tommy Trainwreck with very, very hard nipples. Not that I touched them. Kevin Glaze told me.
They just appeared very sharp.
Right. We went on hiatus for the winter. We actually did something at Chris Blackheart's place in January of the following year. Hi, Chris. I know you're listening. Just want to say hello. And
hey, Chris, I want to say hi too.
I'm good.
Wow. So yes, we actually rented Blackheart's building in January, and then we actually started again in the backyard around April, and went from there.
Now you start running legacies.
Yep, legacy.
The first couple, I think was it Legacy 3? You guys, was that the first time at the Thayer Arena? Or was that 4?
Legacy 4 was the first time at Thayer Arena.
Okay, so before the Thayer Arena, what were you guys doing?
Okay, so the first one was festival style.
Right.
The second one was in our first building.
Bump 1?
Bump 1, yep, where we met.
Yes. We
Legacy.
told that story on the Legacy interview we did about how we showed up and walked in, and then we were like, peace, we out.
Somebody had to go to work.
Yeah,
supposedly.
somebody. Probably me or him.
Probably.
His girlfriend.
But Legacy 3 was upstairs at Bump Factory 2,
Okay.
and then 4 was their arena. 5 was their arena.
And you guys had like 8 cameras, right? That was like the thing. It was like 15 camera angles for the show.
Let me count. There was 4. There was 4.
That's a lot.
There was a sky cam up in the press box. There were well, actually no, there was 5. There was a sky cam in the press box. There was a hard cam, and there was 2 cameras on the corner and a mobile camera. That was hell.
I'm sure editing that together must have been madness.
It was, and if anybody has, I mean, I understand not so much you, Mac, but you know what it's like to edit in Sony Vegas, and I've thankfully gotten better with it and learned different tricks that would make multiple camera angles editing easier.
Much.
You don't mess around with Sony Vegas, do you? No, he's shaking his head no. But thankfully now I have the skill set enabled to do it faster.
Work smarter, not harder, right?
Correct. Yes. I don't know what I was thinking with 5 angles.
Nuts. Crazy talk.
Yeah.
Now you guys start running Thay Arena. You guys filled that place.
That's what we do.
Everybody, all these people hate, and especially then, there were a lot of RWA naysayers, and they couldn't put 500 people in a hockey arena. You know what I mean? Or whatever the number was.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and there's a theory I have behind that, and our I don't want to say our philosophy, but our secret, I guess I can give it away. It's honestly not really a secret. Is we have a group of guys that give a shit about the product.
Yeah,
it's not guy A, guy B, guy C coming to work and hey, pay me. Then they're worried about themselves, and to each their own. I'm sure that works. They're trying to make it in the business, and maybe they will. Most likely they won't, because it's a tough business to make it in.
It's more like a family, I would say. The RWA,
right, and that's what I wanted to be from the very beginning.
Going out there and hustling.
We started because we wanted to get away from the type of people who are all about themselves. Like, we wrestled for a quote-unquote backyard promotion where the guy just did nothing but put himself over, and he was really secretive about it too. Like, nobody knew who was going over in the match, and then he comes behind the curtain ready to go out through the curtain because the entranceway was in a ship.
Wait, was this?
It was a
Who
ship.
was it?
Alex the Maniac, the pedophile.
Oh God,
that's a bad nickname to have.
Terrible wrestling name.
I know.
Alex the Maniac, the pedophile. It's too long.
Too long.
I'd cut out the maniac part.
Okay. I'll let him know when he gets out of jail in 10 years.
Jesus.
So, he came in, and he's like, okay, guys, I'm going over. And it's like, what the fuck? That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
You were just, ugh.
Yeah. And we just wanted to do it for fun. And for the first, year, we just passed the belt to everybody. It was like
everybody got a turn.
Every 2 weeks, everybody got a turn. And I know that's not the way to do business, but it was a fair way for everybody to have fun.
Kind of do their thing.
Do their thing, yeah.
Now, Nick, when was your first Legacy?
Probably Legacy 7.
Okay.
I was around for Legacy 6, but I was not at the show. I was actually filming that weekend. So Legacy 7 out in East Providence.
And you've obviously been to all of them since then, right?
Yes.
Now, what was it that made you want to do a documentary about Legacy?
Just because Legacy 10, I mean, it's I've been around the RWA for about 5 years now, and got to know a few of the guys. Become
a lot of the guys,
become friends with T and everyone, and I just think that Legacy 10, for a promotion that started festival style, festival style, to make it to where they
the new way to wrestle. By the way, it's strong style and festival style.
To make it,
it's real carny.
To make it
in t-shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com/Mack-Cast.
Steve Baker, are you listening to this? Get on it.
Yeah, festival style.
Festival style shirts.
So to make it to Legacy 10, I mean,
I'm sorry, I got another strong style shirts joke. I'm sorry. If you're gonna get the circle, right, where it's how the strong style shirts have the bats with the barbed wire, but you get like cotton candy and a corn dog, festival style. Sorry, continue.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. We're gonna message Steve Baker.
So I thought Legacy 10 is something that should be celebrated. It's something that's where there's a story there to tell.
And you've been interviewing a lot of the guys, and I'm sure you're finding a lot of information about legacy that you didn't know of, and you've been doing your research too. I'm sure.
Yeah. I've been looking at the old legacies. In fact, Jason Devine was at the first Legacy Festival. In fact, the main event ladder match. Well, you seem to be unsure whether he was there. I say.
Yeah.
In fact, he won the ladder match, which was the main event. I don't know if he remembers that, but
no, not at all.
Bit of legacy
Too
trivia.
many concussions. Too much thrown up outside the ring.
Who won the main event of the first?
I wonder if Jason Devine even remembers that. So, is that what he just said? Oh, I thought he was talking about T. Yeah, but shout out to him, Jason Devine. Now he remembers.
So yeah, I've been interviewing people, going back, looking at old footage. I'm going to be filming at Legacy 10. We're going to be filming some behind-the-scenes stuff, getting some post-event interviews, and then start the editing process, putting it all together, and hoping before the end of the year to have it ready to go.
I'm just picturing after the post interview, like Beyond the Mat when Barely Legal's all over. I'm picturing T all sweaty. Oh, I'm just glad it's over. I'm just glad they liked it, and I'm just glad it's over. That's what I'm picturing in my head. Now, from all of your previous the legacy research you're doing, what has been some of your favorite legacy moments so far that you've seen? That question goes to you too, T. After he's done answering.
My favorite legacy match, legacy moment, whatever you want to call it, would be Legacy 8. There was a 4 corners of elimination between Len Oddity, Irish Warrior, Brandon Webb, and Ace Romero.
That's an odd choice for favorite legacy match altogether. I know you like you're like a big Len guy and stuff, and Ace Romero sucks. No, he's actually doing great for himself. I just like making fun of him.
I actually am. Len was.
Brandon Webb's the man. Podcast friend.
Brandon Webb's a great guy. Len Oddity.
I don't know that.
Okay, I'll tell a quick little story. 5 years ago, I went to my very first independent wrestling match. It was not an RWA promotion. It was a promotion that had the letter G in it.
GCW, I'm saying it.
GCW.
Steve Savage's fed.
It was a GCW show. Len was
got shut down
several times.
Len was the first guy that I met. He was very cool. I had my son with me. He took a picture with Ben in the title belt, and he was just really cool. And so he was
strange dude.
Strange,
very
yes,
strange,
very strange.
Speaking of Len Oddity,
says the guy sitting across from us wearing masks.
Yeah,
I am wearing a
he
mask.
tattooed it on his face though. Is it on there?
So yes, I'm a fan of his. I am very fan of his. But the match, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even remember. I know Brandon Webb won that match.
Yeah.
However, at one point during the match, Irish Warrior and Len Oddity were both counted out, and somehow ended up in the penalty box because it was a hockey arena, and I think 3/4, if not all, of the crowd were now watching what was going on in the penalty box between Irish Warrior and Len Oddity. I don't think anybody knows how the match finished.
Yeah, because
If they watched my amazing editing ability, I think I had a split screen. So yeah, you can go back and see.
For the Legacy 8 that was just uploaded recently to YouTube.
Some stuff had happened, you know.
Speaking of Len Oddity, he was actually the first time me and Trainee met Len Oddity was at our first Legacy, which was Legacy 6, if my memory doesn't fail me.
Yeah, that was the first time we met Len?
I'm pretty sure. He blew my mind, dude. He was, not only did we meet Len Oddity, but we also met his parade of freaks and sideshows, and there was a clown and a guy that was bleeding from the mouth. And
he usually has quite an entourage with him.
Large bosomed lady.
So yeah, it was quite the
That's
experience.
his wife. You're gonna get some heat.
Does she or does she not have a large bosom?
That's a fact.
I'm a gentleman. I wasn't looking.
Oh, okay. It's hard when you're wearing those corsets, dog, and they're slapping you in your face. When you're being held up by knife point by a clown, it's hard not to notice.
And that is our first Legacy experience, being terrified. But and
Slightly aroused.
all at once. But yeah, you gotta watch out where you're being aroused, dude. In front of a sharp knife like that, you gotta be careful. It was on an umbrella.
Yeah, it was an umbrella.
There's
knife.
some range right there.
Yeah, you didn't know I was held up by an umbrella knife at Legacy.
Chuckles.
Chuckles the Clown or Jesse Yates or somebody that was in that giant ass group.
Someone thwomped Tom in the head, and he had a big bullet hole in his forehead.
So T, what is your favorite Legacy moment? It's coming up this weekend, brother.
Yeah, coming up this
22nd.
weekend when I dive on top of all three of those jabronis. And
I just want to say some of your insults towards your opponents on Facebook have been great.
I'm not holding back. Fuck them guys.
I've really enjoyed them. These guys don't have to worry about getting booked. Otherwhere stuff was excellent.
Was anything I said untrue?
No, I'm not saying that was untrue.
Okay, well,
I've been saying they're very entertaining. I'm glad that
well,
you're
maybe that's why they're entertaining, because I'm saying the stuff nobody has the balls to say.
Shooting threw your back out carrying some foundation.
Ooh, yep.
Now,
But
of course, you're talking about Jimmy Hansen and the Reverend, not Reverend Redemption, but Revelation. Yeah, he's a Reverend, right? Not officially, unofficially
Unofficially
Reverend.
a Reverend.
Yeah, he likes to preach his word, though. That's a fact.
And who else?
We also got in the house. Part of the foundation is Vinny Abruzzi.
Wow, good. You took his
Yeah,
notebook away.
I took
and
my
you
notes,
guessed
brother.
right, yeah. You know, and Vinny, I have the least problem with. He just fell in with the wrong crowd, but you know, he's going to get the
Just
same.
an
ass
impressionable young kid, that Vinny.
Oh, in a way, he's a very simple man, and that's a nice way of calling him stupid. But he is
Big dummy.
Yeah, a long-standing
That's not
idea.
Monster Mac's opinion, by the way, Vinny.
A long-standing idea that I've had that I can't really do now because Austin's so much older. But this was going back to when Austin was probably 5. I wanted to have Austin, Vinny Abruzzi, and Jay Frost have a spelling bee.
And see who would win.
I know who was going to win. It's ridiculous. I get great pleasure out of.
Shout out to Jay Frost, regular listener. Holla. I'm sorry you have bad spelling. So does Monster Mac.
I'm not sorry.
I'm French.
Well, getting away from the original question, my favorite.
Oh, your favorite, legacy moment.
There's so
It's like,
many.
What was the question?
I think I could go back, and if I had the time to sit and watch each one, I'd be like, "Oh, that was it. Oh no, that was it." But you know, Nick asked me a bunch of questions. I think I just kept coming back to Legacy 5 because Legacy 5 was my favorite, and having the first time having a cage match with Atama and Perez, and the thing that. I mean, I maybe shouldn't admit, but I took a lot of pride in also is, you know, you have a bunch of people show up to your show to watch it, but, you know, sometimes it drags on longer than you want it to, and it's not a full house by the end.
Right,
And,
yeah.
And that sucks, and I'll take full responsibility for that because I'm too nice of a guy, and I want to have everybody
on
do
the show.
something, and then those people take advantage of the time limit, and it's like, well, 4 hours later, we're still here, and the main event's going on.
It's like 11:30.
Yeah.
Show's not over.
And I got to tip the guy an extra $100 for staying late at the building and inconveniencing him. That's a true story too. I had to do it 2 years in a row. But Legacy 5, because there was practically 300 people, they stayed from beginning to end. They enjoyed every bit of it. They were popping for everything. It's hot as hell in there, despite it being a hockey arena.
Yeah, it's still very warm.
It's still very warm.
Should maybe leave the ice out this year.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Just put the chair.
Have you been in the back hockey rink where the ice is still down? Because
No,
they have 2. So anytime you want to cool off, that's the tip I have
Good
for
to
you.
know.
I would go and make not snow angels, but I would just lay down on the
and
ice to cool off, and it's like a miracle.
This Legacy, everyone's going to be over there just laying on the ice.
Where is everybody?
Yeah.
Locker room's over here now. Yeah.
No, I just want to add that another. I talked about Legacy 8, Legacy 7, the Chris Pyro Mike Grassa match, that was fantastic. That was another great match in Legacy history.
You know, you say that kind of like to give me credit, but those guys did all the work.
Jabronis, those two, both of them.
Did both of them give an interview for the Legacy thing?
Yes,
They did. Okay, so
They both did Mack-Cast too.
All right, then they're fine with me.
Yeah,
no problem with them. Fuck Davey Cash though.
The Mack-Cast.
David, no.
No, not David.
Oh yeah, so Grouse and Pyro, yeah, they did all the work, and I've seen them. It was not the first time that they worked, so you see them once, be like, that's a main event at a large show. We're gonna do that.
Yeah,
so it's like a no-brainer. So don't give me all the credit.
So now we're gonna give a little bit of a rundizzle of the card this year, things that have been announced already.
Okay.
But before we get into it, I wanted to think we give some tickets away, or
You want to give some tickets away?
that's up to you, man. I mean, you're the HDIC head dude in charge.
That was one. I was trying to spell that out if he called me a dick or not.
No,
You did call me a dick.
no, the Hiddick.
Hiddick? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. However
Give
many
a
you
pair
want.
of tickets.
Pair?
Pair of tickets. Yeah.
Okay.
Word. Now we got to figure out by the end of the podcast. We'll figure it out. But how we're gonna give them away? Like, yeah, no, like a trivia question or just a kind of retweet, pick at random thing.
You know what? No.
Retweet like a
I almost had a
mofo.
question, but I wouldn't apply yet. Never mind.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yes.
We'll figure it out. But Mac, you seem to have the notes. You know the matches going down. So let's. What do you got for us? What do you think?
All this stuff was actually just announced recently.
All of it.
Possibly just today. I don't know. I don't check my Facebook very often. So
Because you seen all like 8 match announcements today doesn't mean they were all released today.
I don't know. T, was all this info released today?
What kind of person would I be if I just released it all today?
Oh,
I've had zero time to do anything today, so no, it wasn't today. It's,
yeah,
it's
not a very
it's
good.
been over a course of about a month and a half.
It's working, brother. Though I seen all the lineup, so it's out there, brother. So we got some good stuff going on. You mentioned we were talking about your match, which your tag team partners Billy Ware and Jason Devine versus Hanson and Sterling and
Oh, wow.
yeah,
We're going to sing Umbop.
Jimmy Hansen. You know who I'm talking about.
Jimmy Hansen.
Jim Hansen.
Is he?
He goes by many names, so
yeah,
I figured
Jimmy Gaga,
if I
right.
called him Hansen, I would possibly get his name right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he goes by many different ones. So what is that? That's the you guys. It's the Foundation.
Yeah, they're calling themselves the Foundation, as if
They're the originals.
They had a hand in starting the company with me as well. I mean, for what it's worth, there were other people there. Tom was there. Montero was there.
Yeah. But are they claiming their rights, though? Are they claiming that they're the guys who started it all?
Yeah, they're claiming that they had. Well, I mean, if you ask them, they started it all. It was built with their blood, sweat, and tears, and they don't get the recognition they deserve. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah.
As I've stated, there was. I mean, I don't even remember the exact number, but there was probably upwards of 20 people there from the start. Granted, they're not all still here now, but their gripe is, that newer guys have come in and taken their spot.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is weird. Like they singled us out. Like we haven't been there for a bunch of years now.
when I'm trying to think, when did they single you out?
That they beat us up. They cut a promo. Hurt my back.
They did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll give me that receipt. I'll cash it in.
I believe me. You get the scan thing on your app. You scan it.
I do. Yeah.
Get a little payback. I
It
like
comes
it.
in handy.
Now we're talking Legacy 10, so all the belts must be on the line here.
All of them.
You got the tag team championship, my favorite belt, if you ask me personally. The tag team championships. The Dastardly Middlesex Express is going to be in the house.
How
taking
can you
on
refer to the Middlesex Express
Dastardly?
as dastardly
Well, to me, they're dastardly.
when they're going to be staring across the ring from the heavy hitters?
Well, that is very true. Very true. But in my world, they're very dastardly because we have trouble picking up a win over them dudes.
Tricky Middlesex Express.
They're going to have to be very dastardly in this match because they are taking on the heavy hitters, which they deliver some heavy blows, if you know what I'm saying. Hence why their name.
Frank Champion, Shea Cash, the heavy hitters, have come into their groove over the last few years. One of the best tag teams in the area, taking on the Middlesex Express, dastardly, as Mac would say, in a rematch from a Night of Appreciation. No, when did they lose the belts?
Night of Appreciation. They lost the belts. No. Yeah.
Was it that 3-way tag match thing?
They won the belts from the Minutemen
At Night of Appreciation.
at Thanksgiving Throwdown.
Okay.
And They always come and they test my knowledge.
I think it was Perseverance. It was a 3-way with Heavy Hitters, Main State Posse, and Middlesex that Heavy Hitters won.
Right, yeah. There was the 3-way. That's what it was. It was actually a non-title match at Night of Appreciation. It was just more for bragging rights.
Gotcha.
Because they have umpteen championships between them from all over New England. So that was more for bragging
And they
rights.
lost them all.
What? And they lost.
Middlesex Best. They lost all their tag belts.
That's not true.
Look at the House of Bricks ones, I think.
They have the House of Bricks ones. They have the Proving Ground ones.
The net, right?
Net,
the
yeah.
net.
I don't. I don't know. Forgive me. Forgive my ignorance. I don't know if it's actually Proving Ground or Elk Mania or how the two are. I was told they're two separate shows, and I barely follow wrestling on television. So
never mind indie wrestling, right?
Yeah. So it's not that I don't care for the product. It's just I don't have the time to watch it. But I hear they're doing amazing things, so more power to them. But yeah, they still have some championships between them. But going back to they lost the tag team championship to the Heavy Hitters at Perseverance in that 3-way tag match. So this will be a rematch for the tag team championship.
And what's cool about that match is that me and Monster Mac have a contract that says we can cash in on tag team championships anywhere, anytime. And, that might be at any time.
Well, are you showing your hand right now? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, I mean, I like to show a lot of things, but my hand is for sure not one of them.
I've heard that.
I have the contract somewhere in a tote in my basement, so it might take a little while to actually dig out to cash it in. So, but that's RWA's grandest stage, though. That sounds like a great place to cash it in.
You make a point, but also you can't just. The contract is more for show, so the fans know what's going on. Right. If you just run down to the ring, maybe your average fan coming to RWA for the first time, I don't know why.
The contract around. We got this contract that says. That way they know.
Yes, exactly. But so please dig that out and bring it with you. If it's gotten any kind of water damage on it because your basement flooded, I'm sorry, but you're out of luck.
No, we got plastic totes. We're fine.
It's all bagged up. I might have to dust it off a little bit, but
that's about it. But also, Mac, we have what I don't even know, a 4-way title match. No, 4-way dance. Is it for the title? Is it for the Triple Crown Championship? Yes. David Baker. We're going David Baker. We're going Mike Montero, Nic Marchand. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Marchand.
Yeah, sure.
Marchand.
And not just your name, Nick.
Jivin.
Wait, isn't that French? Marchand. That's French. You don't know how to say that?
Nah, that's fake French.
Fake French.
That's that fake French
French
stuff.
Canadian.
Yeah, he's Canadian, eh? And Jammin' Jack Connor, right? Those are the four?
4 of them.
Now, Jammin' Jack Connor and Mike Montero and Nic Marchand have all been Triple Crown champion before?
Everybody but Baker.
Everybody but Baker. He's an outsider looking in. What do you expect out of this match besides back chops?
Front chops?
Yeah, chest chops and back chops.
I expect it to be pretty fast-paced from the go, and really, in the end, it could be anybody's ball game. I expect them to deliver on all fronts. I know Baker's going to get in there and manhandle some people. I know Connor's not going to take it without giving it right back.
Yeah.
He's not one to take that lightly. Yeah, to get bullied, right? And that's something he's definitely learned over the years too. To not just be bullied. For him to be around this long, he's obviously had to learn to give it right back, and more power to him for that.
Mike Montero is really going to have to fight for that belt too, because you got 3 other guys in that match. It's going to be tough to hold on to that championship.
Right, and unlike I guess you would say, a traditional triple threat match where the champion can lose. What would you think if Montero had to be pinned?
That's a whole different. Now everyone's gunning for the champ.
Yeah, that would put him in a world of trouble, huh?
Yeah, a whole world of trouble.
Oh, do I want to do that to him? I don't know. I don't have a problem with him. He's an okay. I'm gonna have to think that one through.
Yeah. Think about it. We'll talk. We'll talk it over after the podcast.
All right.
And Monster Mac took his notes with him to the bathroom, so I'm gonna freeball it here on the next one.
I wouldn't touch those notes when he comes out.
Now that they come back out. Yeah,
Especially
I'm thinking
if he doesn't wash his hands.
Izana and Juan Leader.
I have my notes here. Yes, Asana and Sean Leader.
Juan Leader. They're taking on
I can never pronounce that word.
Dick Lane
Dick Lane and Tom
and
Billington.
Tom Billington.
Yes.
The dastardly duo, some would call them.
Formerly the Triangle of Terror, now the Dastardly Duo. All these bad guy teams are dastardly, huh?
Well, see, I think Moss Mac heard me say dastardly duo before, talking about Dick and Tom, and then he used it to reference the Middlesex Express. Hey, welcome back.
I was just explaining the Middlesex Express. There's some dastardly dudes.
Dastardly dudes.
We also got the Hype Championship.
Man, I was just talking about a match.
What, dude? I was taking a piss. I didn't know.
Did you wash your hands? No.
Dude, if you didn't wash them, why are they so wet? How sweaty are you?
I didn't wash. I sprinkled some water on it. You know the fake me out wash. I did one of them real quick.
You're not allowed to hold the mic for the rest of the podcast.
Sweet. All right. That's great. Thanks, man.
But now, you go wash your hands. So that match is going down. That cat almost just took you out, T.
Did Hanson send you?
Yeah, Hanson sent that three-legged cat to take you out. You said they were a triangle of terror,
Yes.
and now it's a dastardly duo. That's part of the reason why that match is going down, right? Lasagna.
She makes an excellent lasagna.
Izana makes an excellent lasagna, and she didn't have their back, or
Well, see, this goes back to Kevin Glaze and his funny business trying to be the president god and taking money that wasn't his, RWA money that wasn't his, for clown props and whipped cream pies and
whoopee cushions.
whoopee cushions and things of that nature. So Isana stepped up and has been helping me with day-to-day operations, so to speak.
Well, she also has a background in that too, right?
Yeah,
I believe,
yes,
some sort of financial
She went to school for it.
wizard. Yeah,
Right,
school.
right. School, what's that, right?
Well, I mean, the Mack training school is pretty solid. Taught me how to count 1, 2,
That's as far
so
as it
on.
goes.
Yeah,
right?
3,
He's up to 15 now.
all the way up to 15.
In French?
Un, deux, trois, quatre. I got nothing after that. Cinco, seis. I think I turned into Spanish there. We're French luchadors. It's like a mixture of the two.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like those Spanish people that are saying one sentence in English and then they go into Spanish, or I guess some old
Or
Portuguese
every
people do.
Portuguese person I've
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
met in my
okay,
life. They have to switch back and forth between languages.
Anyway, yeah, so she's been helping me out, and I think Tom and Dick thought they were going to take advantage of that, figuring that they had somebody in the back office, so to speak, to have their back. But she's to her credit, she's trying to call this one down the middle and be fair about it and not take sides or have any favorites. They didn't really take too kindly to that, and
Yeah, they double domed her.
did you see that? That was vicious.
Dude, I thought she was dead.
Well, and
How do you double donut chick? That sounds pretty good.
Not for her.
No, dude, what happened?
They gave her, the F-bomb, the move we do?
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of like that, but they kind of held her up and then dropped her on her dome piece backwards.
Oh, Jesus.
Doesn't sound so good anymore, right?
Benoit style?
No, because that's this way and this is that way.
But it was done intentionally?
it's the same but different.
The same but different. Like me and you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds not so good for her now.
No, terrible, right?
I would like to double dome some chick sometime. Though.
Yeah, we'll work on that. So after Izana was double doned, who decided to make this match?
This was
Now, since she's money bags and running the day-to-day ducat operations, is she sliding you some extra ducats to book this match, or what are we talking here?
well, this wasn't even her request.
Well, I was like, three-legged cat, get away from the podcast equipment. Sorry.
This was
Get out of there! Sorry. Move your cat.
What, Sir Cat's a lot?
Yeah, get Sir Cat's a lot out of it. Oh, she's gone.
it's a he or a she?
It's a she.
You sure?
I'm not, no.
I like the name Sir Cat's a lot so much. I just, no matter the gender, I had to go with that.
It's 2017. It doesn't have to be defined by gender.
Yeah, if you want to have a three-legged gay cat, you can have a three-legged gay cat. No one's going to judge you.
She's in the midst of transitioning.
Tom Billington was actually harassing me on Twitter. He wanted this match. He's got unfinished business with Leader.
Juan.
Schwan. Did I say that right? Schwan.
Yeah, Schwan.
I'm getting better at that. And so he was talking all kinds of crap and blowing up my phone. I got to a point. I contacted Schwan and Isana, pointed it out to them, and as you may have seen today in a video that was posted days ago
On Facebook.
They answered the challenge, and they are more than ready to take on the Terrible 2.
And Mac, you brought up a hype championship match.
Damn right. All the belts are on the line, brother. We got the champion, Judge Chambers, is putting his belt on the line against.
It's not a belt.
It's not a belt.
It's a championship.
It's a championship.
It's a championship, pal.
It's hyped. I can feel it. Because he's.
It was channeling my Vince McMahon. I'm sorry.
He's putting it on the line versus Just Alex. Is in the house. I haven't seen him in a little while. I don't know. Is that me?
That's you.
That's just me.
Yeah.
He's been around.
He's been around.
Oh, dude. But it's going to be good to see him because it's been a while. So I'm glad he's back in the house and he has the chance to become the hype champion.
He actually won a contenders match against 3 other people.
The last RWA show, right?
The Perseverance.
So he was at the live show winning that championship.
Yeah, and the one before that, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Judge has really stepped his game up
You know, Judge.
this year.
I feel like it's even been longer than that. I don't know who lit a fire under him. I don't know where this is all coming from, but I am definitely happy for him and glad to see him firing on all cylinders.
Hitting stride, too.
Really, really is. And he's connecting on all fronts, whether it be a promo, in the ring, the character. I mean, I say the character. I mean, that is him.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the time.
He is the Judge through and through. But just Alex, I feel, is I guess trying to get
Maybe some momentum again?
Yeah,
I feel like he
I
may have lost his place in RWA.
He may have lost his place, but I think it's starting to come together for him. And I think this could be a launching point to really get to the next level at Legacy. I personally feel like in-ring work has been much better, and I'm a fan, so I'm happy for both of them, and I just hope and I think come Legacy they'll make magic together.
I'm hoping to see
not the kind of magic that just Alex makes,
on the regular basis.
Yeah, not the magic in the bedroom.
Naked with dudes.
Well, that's
just insinuated by his character. But I seen a promo where he was in a shower and he dropped some soap and some guy was like, "Let me get that for you."
No, then you know what? We're not even going to go into that.
I saw it. I seen it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I seen it.
It was 2 other people in the shower.
2 other people. Oh my!
I may have been one of them.
Anthony. Also in the house, saving water.
Yeah.
Also in the house at Legacy, the return of Stan Styles taking on Chris Cruz, and he's got that shake weight. He's got the whipped cream. He's gonna money shot all over the place with that thing.
Taking it down a bit because he got goo all over the place last time I seen him.
You let him go goo crazy.
See, the thing with him going goo crazy is how it's received at a family show.
Right.
Now, my kids, they have seen some shit. I mean, obviously, they're not sitting at home watching porn or anything like that, but being around RWA.
I was going to say, they grew up around wrestling shows forever.
I mean, I'm sure your kids' innocence are completely gone, too, now.
Or at least, mostly.
I had the same argument about your kids and your family with Jason. Now, just saying that they're growing up differently, so punching your little youngest son in the face is different than punching a random child in the face.
Much different, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's point proven. That's the argument we had.
Who punched his kid?
We were talking about
I did not punch his kid. What?
Whack.
I did. Remember when he threw the water bottle at me and I gave him a thwap real quick, and then he came over, told you that I thwapped him, and then I told you he threw a water bottle at me, and you said,
yes.
You're lucky I didn't thwap you too.
That's not child abuse because he comes from a wrestling family. That's my point.
It's not child abuse if you come from a wrestling family.
Correct.
Tell that to Jake Roberts' daughter, because she's pissed.
Not anymore. She works. I watched the DVD, the
Resurrection of Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
I don't know. This took a weird turn. I don't know.
How did we get to Jake
Stan
Roberts?
Styles. We went from Stan Styles to Jake Roberts.
Shit, Stan Styles, a snake. Yeah, I see how we got there.
Yeah.
Right. No, I think he might have to tone it down a bit because I'm not interested in hearing complaints or people.
Yeah,
leave.
from little kids getting whipped cream facials from some guy in tights.
He has that I almost called it jizz squirting, but it's not actually that because it's some kind of lubrication. But he has it down to a mass. He can get it up, around, left, right, all over the place. So
I see you're very interested in the subject.
I know you because I'm concerned about the families that are going to your show. So I agree with you when you should dial it back down a little bit because he's a master at it. He'll be jizzing all over the place.
Whoa.
Hypothetically, you know what I mean?
I believe it's just a can of oil for when his shake weight gets rusty.
Yeah, I believe that's just to keep their shake weight lubricated, I believe.
You know, it would be really funny if somebody came up all offended, like, I can't believe you had him do that. Like, what, the whipped cream? It's part of his diet.
Yeah. It's
the thing's squirting. It's oil for the shake weight. Why do you have such a dirty mind? This is perfectly fine. And completely turn it around on me.
Right, just confuse them. Like, oh, maybe I'm the pervert.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I am though.
I guess I am the pervert. So,
and he's taking on. We only kind of talked about Stan Styles. They're taking on Chris Cruz, a guy who, again, Cruz has been wrestling as long as we have. He's seen and done a whole bunch of jive. And I feel like, again, he's just kind of hitting his stride as who he is.
He's also one of the mainstays, always going to training. He's always thinking wrestling. He's always thinking about his upcoming match. And he is hitting his stride, Chris Cruz. Much props go out to him.
I think I just say that because I seen him recently. He's looking slender, looking fit, and has a terrible tan. It's only his arms, his chest, his nips, his belly, all very white.
And that's kind of funny for a guy that's from the nude beaches of California.
Yeah, you figure he'd have a better tan at the nude. Maybe he's only wearing a shirt going hanging wang.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not about to sneak up on him as he's changing and check that out, but I'll. You know what?
Yeah, Mac,
you're on that.
Yeah,
Go take a look. All right,
Yeah.
I'll just ask him.
Find out if the carpet matches the drapes.
Yeah. And also on that legacy card, we're looking at Cranky Frank the Crank, taking on Riot Kellen Thomas, who is this third legacy.
Yes, it is.
Kellen's.
Yeah, see, I said this before. Like, Legacy 9 is like completely lost for me. I was just completely detached from everything I was going on in my personal life, and I said Legacy 9 is like Rocky 5. Nobody
likes Legacy 9.
I mean, the people that were there probably liked that. I mean, I didn't care for it as much, I guess.
Why has Frank been so damn cranky?
Well, I guess you didn't go far enough back when you were doing your research.
No, I just went on Facebook and wrote down the matches.
So this goes back a couple months. Yeah, a couple months. The Terrible Two, Lane and Billington, they actually went online as if the Hardy Boys don't have enough money. They actually were selling bottles of the water from the Lake of Reincarnation, and Dick Lane.
First off, were they really selling bottles of water from? I can't believe it.
Of course
I can't believe
were.
how true that is. That's nuts.
But so it just so happens that they purchased some. I don't even know how much. It was on Tom's credit card, so that's funny. But the bottle got not misplaced, but put down right in front of another water bottle. Frank ends up drinking from both of them and just turns into this big cranky bastard. And now we've got that on our hands.
So his panties are always in a bunch.
Yes, they are.
That's
another thing you can check on when you're checking on.
It would explain the look on his face all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I was wearing panties and they were in a bunch, I think I'd probably be pissed off too.
But he was so cranky that he wanted to show everybody how cranky he was, so he got his own face on the back of his gear, just shit-facing it.
Yeah, what an egomaniac, huh?
Him?
Yeah.
Well, I mean
your own
talking
face.
about Monster Mac or Frank?
Frank.
Okay, because I was going to say everything that we do is named after this guy, so that's a little egomaniacal as well.
You're an egomaniac too.
MonsterMac.net.
And that leaves us T. He doesn't have any other.
You're not even going to talk about Kellen?
Oh, Kellen! I forgot. Skipped right over Kellen Thomas.
Kellen, I'm
the
sorry.
Riot. Well, I'm sorry, the Riot. He's probably dancing to our theme song right now, not listening to the podcast.
Seen him. He had this sweetest fanny pack where it played music out of the fanny pack, and he was just walking around the locker room listening to "I'm a Player." It was great. that's my recap on Kellen, and his match is going to be good.
This actually is a little deeper rooted than some may remember. Going back to Legacy 8, it was Frank the Crank and Michael Santana against DUI.
Yes. Will
and
Thorne and Kellen Riot Thomas.
was
it Bloodstone?
It was Stone.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Anthony Stone?
Yes. Anthony
Whatever his
Stone.
damn name is.
Married recently?
Whom?
I think so. I don't know. I see.
Yeah, he got married. He's dressed like a goddamn warrior of some sort, like a Spartan warrior at his wedding.
Really?
Yeah, you got to look it up. Facebook.
I'm going
Facebook
to.
at Bloodstone.
That's crazy.
Congratulations.
Had
Yeah,
6
congratulations, Bloodstone, dude. I'm happy for you. Finally got married.
kids. Had 6 kids, then got married.
Had 6 kids.
Very modern of him.
Dated his wife for 100 years. Had 6 kids. Then got married. Backwards. I'm down with it.
Nothing wrong with that. More power to him. And who am I to even comment on a relationship?
He's gonna have a whole other gang of kids too. It's gonna be so many.
I know.
So many Bloodstones just running around.
Can you imagine? Let's see, I don't know how old the youngest is, but we'll just say for the sake of argument, 15 years from now,
Yeah.
the battle royals or the wrestling matches,
Yeah, with all the kids.
with all his kids, the Bakers, the Abruzzi kids now.
It's nuts.
It's crazy. It really is.
Wrestling babies.
But yes,
Beat up. I could probably beat up like 100 babies.
you better do it now while they're still young.
Yeah, while they're young babies, man, not kids.
Because
like 40 kids.
Well,
You got to make sure they're part of a wrestling family, though. Then it won't be child abuse. So.
Right, they're not getting away with it.
Legacy 20.
Yeah, Legacy 20.
All the wrestling families' children.
Your illegitimate kids.
All of my illegitimate kids, all of your illegitimate kids.
So what you're telling me right now is I got to do this shit for another 10 years?
Yes.
Good luck, dude.
I think you can pass it on in 15 years. You can.
He's ready to take it over now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
He
gonna
is-
say, Austin's like, hand over the
he's-
book, Dad.
He's involved in his own festival type thing.
Right, his own block party shows.
Yes, and he kind of went in and took it by storm, and
Took it over.
he implemented all these RWA-esque ideas. Like he brought his TV so they would have a Tron set up,
Yeah.
and he started editing for them, and it's he's stepped up their product, and so with that being done, he's looking on to like, what else can I do? Yeah,
Right, yeah, just itching to take that next step.
push Dad down the stairs and take over shit.
Yeah, just don't step on any like random banana peels that are like by the stairs. Or so you're saying it goes back to Legacy 8, DUI, Kellen.
Yeah, and Frank and Santana kind of squeezed one out. It was
Erotic.
it was a questionable finish where I believe Santana may have had his feet on the ropes, and they squeezed one out there. And
Who would have thought that Santana was a tricky bitch like that? You know what I
there
mean?
may be some people.
There
out
are some
there
people out there that know it now, but I don't know if we knew it at Legacy 8.
I still think he's a quality individual, and maybe some will disagree, but I got love for Michael Santana, and
I got no beef
obviously
and
I got
love for
lots,
Santana. I got love for Santana.
lots of love for Lucy as well.
Oh,
as
well,
always.
everybody's got love for Lucy. Everyone loves Lucy.
Maybe a little bit more than they should.
Will we see a return of Michael Santana anytime to the RWA?
Well, he is relocated, and I think he's in witness protection. But put it this way:
Doesn't know.
no. It's the ball's in his court. That's what I'll say. Whereas some, the door is closed. The train cannot get through the door. It's a wreck right now. If you
Right.
smell
Yeah,
what
we're
I'm
not seeing
cooking.
Sheiky Baby,
No.
Sheik Ahmed Jordan show up at Legacy.
No, he may show up. If he shows up,
As a
he's
fan.
If he shows up, he's as a fan, and he's getting his ass whooped. I promise that.
You guys seem to have a lot of Facebook beef.
Listen, I just don't like the guy.
Right.
And he is in. I don't know what goes through his mind. Everything is real to him, and he's just got this warped sense of reality. And he thinks I've been out to get him. I never treated him
blackballing him, right?
Yeah, something like that. But what it comes down to is he goes into business for himself. He does not do the things you ask him to. If you say, hey, listen, you got to have like a 2-minute match, keep it inside the ring. He's going to have a 20-minute match outside the ring, break 6 chairs, put somebody through a wall, and be like, why are you mad at me? I didn't do anything. No, you fucking didn't listen. And that's what it comes down to.
Now, I have a funny Sheik. The everything being real thing is great because we did an NWW show, months ago, whatever, and he's doing the Sheik shtick backstage, and he's doing the voice, and Jimmy Jack Cash is like yelling at him, like, don't do it, blah, blah, blah. And he's still doing it and getting homeboy all heated. And he gets a phone call. And he, like, sneaks off into the other room. And he's on the phone. Like, I don't know if he was doing tech support or he was giving somebody some advice, but he's like, all of a sudden in super white guy voice, explaining how to, you know what I mean? And I just remember seeing it, and I'm like, that's so great. Like, he's, oh, thank you so much, in the locker room, and then he's like, yes, and what you're going to do is you're going to unplug the USB port, and instantly, like, 30 seconds later in the other room. So I don't know how real it is.
See, that's him in a nutshell. Well,
I seen him at Walmart, and he was like, "Hey, it's the Monster Mac guy." That was an awful Chic impression, but you got the gist of it. He was
Chic's Italian, I guess, huh?
yeah, it's a me, the Chic baby.
So all in all, T, this has been a really roundabout way, inviting you down to do the podcast, talking about legacy, running through the matches to ask you.
There's actually one more match I forgot to mention.
All right, never mind. Yeah, you tell yours first.
It's our newcomer, King Leon VI.
I wanted to talk about him.
You did? Okay.
I did. This guy has gone a very interesting way. He's promoting Legacy like a mofo online. He's real heavy into. I'm enjoying the King stuff. That's the best way I can say it. What's going on with him?
Well, he has announced at our last show, Elite Status, that was it Elite Status? No, Perseverance. He has announced that he is holding a gauntlet type of match, and I believe he's looking to
like a King's Court,
a King's Gauntlet. And what's the proper phrase? Like if you're looking for a knight, I guess he's going to knight somebody.
He's going to knight somebody at the end of the evening.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not up on all those.
I believe that is a term.
The knighting
the king
of
takes the sword on the shoulders of
I'm not trusting this dude with a sword.
and
maybe like
and
a
knight someone, sir. Whatever.
Sir smokes a lot. Sir Cat's a lot.
Oh, see, what you knew? You knighted the cat, and you could help me.
Of course.
That's how he
she
lost the
the
leg.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Maybe
T.
Trainee. Maybe Chuckles could bring his sword.
Yeah, Chuckles knighted me Sir Trainee #1 at Legacy 6 when he held me up with his knife umbrella.
But just so nobody gets mad, I want to make sure I let everybody know who's competing in that. So he's looking to knight somebody. My kid's in it. He'll be competing in it. Derek Andrews will be in it.
I don't know who that is. Schoolboy?
Derek Andrews? The Black Wolf. Derek Andrews, the third
Oh,
heavy
man,
hitter.
yeah, you didn't say Black Wolf. There was a Derek Andrews back in the day. We used to do a Schoolboy Derek Andrews, and he was like a nerdy school kid.
Like
So I was a little confused.
Atlantic Pro? Or is there a third Derek Andrews?
The third, I believe.
Oh, wow. It's a popular name. Oh, anyway, Black
Was it
Wolf.
Eric Andrews?
It might have been Eric. He was a schoolboy, though. I remember that.
I'm sorry, continue.
Okay.
We get lost in our own trains of thought
I understand.
sometimes.
So Austin is in it. Tim Davidson's returning to compete in that. Little Daddy Bravo.
LDB. You know me.
Your favorite Izzy Star will be there.
Dude, top-notch, high-quality human being right there.
And,
So shit.
Deanna on Fire contacted me. She was training with JT back in the old chop shop, and she said she would love to be a part of it. I said I'd love for you to be a part of it. Maybe more so just to have one more chance to see her in those short shorts. But I'm kidding, Deanna.
I'm not.
Half kidding. Kinda. No, so she'll be involved as well, and I think that is everybody who's competing in it.
Four people?
No, there was like 6 that I named. You just can't count.
Maybe. One, two.
My kid.
No, remember
my kid.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
Little Daddy Bravo. Izzy. Black Wolf.
And okay, yeah, that's 6. Definitely 6.
And Deanna.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be more.
Yeah, and from what I understand, the king has had a throne built and will be sitting at ringside. When he was
Portable throne, you mean?
Yes,
He's not taking the one from his castle.
No, of course not. Of course not. He may have, I don't know, he may have cut some corners and stole the one from King Richard's fair. I don't know if King Richard and King Leon have some heat going back to centuries ago.
Yeah, the Leon family.
But yeah, he'll be sitting at ringside, and I believe he'll have his squire with him, observing the event, so to speak.
King, keep up the good work being a king and shit. I appreciate it. You're doing excellent.
Passing out them gold coins and shit.
Yo, listen, let me tell you something. If I see one more goddamn gold coin
on the floor,
on my floor, I'm
gonna lose it, man.
I told him $100 for everyone I find and have to pick up.
Whew.
I got up to like $2,000.
Diggity damn.
He hasn't paid up yet.
So my question's for you, Nick. You've been working on this documentary for
Yes.
RWA Legacy.
Yes.
What kind of wrestlers or names have you interviewed so far? Awesome question.
So far,
I want to know who's in this bad boy.
So far, we sat down with T, of course.
Yeah.
The aforementioned Just Alex. Yes. Just recently, I sat down with Vinny Abruzzi, Sip, and Chris Dozer. Also have interviewed Jose Perez, Mike Montero, Irish Warrior, Riot Kellan Thomas. I think that's it so far. I have another few people lined up. Oh, and of course, our hosts here today, the Mack Attack.
We're going to be heavily featured in that.
Yes.
Heavily featured.
Heavily
with our
featured.
staple gun banner to the wall.
Like
I
85%.
anticipate the entire film being about 60 minutes long, 48 of which will be Mack Attack.
Yeah, that's in the contract, of course.
Yes, that's the only reason we signed up.
Now, speaking of Legacy 10, does Mack Attack, are we even booked on Legacy?
I was going to go back to the thing I was trying to do before, but then you took the mic from me, and then you asked about who was in the documentary. And I was going to, my whole thing was I wanted so the whole podcast interviewing you and all a big roundabout way to find out who the hell are we wrestling.
That's what I'm asking.
Wow, this is super awkward.
Like, there's been all these graphics popping up online, and I'm waiting to be tagged in one of them. You know what I mean?
Super,
D Pheonix is posted in
super
Legacy
awkward.
10. D Pheonix is posted in Legacy 10, and I'm like, why are we not tagged in any of these matches?
You guys don't really have the best win-loss record. Matter of fact, it's more like a loss record.
Yeah, it's like a loss record, straight up. I mean, there was that one Legacy that I won that tag team battle royal, and that he does. Maybe it's a dream. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure I won a tag team battle royal with Monster Mac at Legacy 8, but he has no memory of it.
Call that. I don't remember being in a tag team gauntlet match or proposing to any fine females named Amanda Fox.
He said something about his knee was injured then, but when did your knee? What?
Dude, I was out on injury for months. I don't know what the hell you've been doing.
Maybe that took place in some sort of alternate reality.
Strange.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of remember a battle royal, but you really haven't. I mean, you threw somebody over the top rope. If in fact I'm remembering this correctly, if that actually happened, that's the premise of a battle royal. So if you
Right,
won,
yeah.
you didn't really pin anybody, right?
Right.
So
Oh, we got a 0 pin, always been pinned at Legacy record going on. Yeah, for sure. We're like 0-4.
very
Not saying I remember that battle royal, but I'm pretty sure that you and me, that I wasn't part of that battle royal, were the first people out, and you had to defeat 30, if so,
30 or so people.
members. So I think that would count as a win, right?
Yup. I'm saying yeah,
Not
but
that I remember anything because I wasn't there.
in this dream, do you remember who you may have thrown out of the ring? Like, did you throw Eric Dillon out
Tony
of the
Clash, Eric Dillon for sure.
ring? Eric Dillon doesn't count. You threw Tony Clash out?
Yeah,
Definitely doesn't count. No.
He's gonna like that we're doing this podcast. He's gonna like it and he's gonna share it, but he's not gonna goddamn listen to it. And if you're not listening to it, Tony Clash, I don't give a damn if you're liking it or not on the Facebook.
So he'll like it and share it, but he doesn't listen?
Yeah,
So I can talk about his hot-ass wife?
go for it, dude.
His wife definitely
I don't even know
wants
what
me.
his wife looks like.
I'll point her out next time.
All right, do the yes in.
Fat ass.
In this match that may or may not have occurred,
Ballsy ass episode.
how was my body type? Was it tight? Was it nice?
It was as slender as always.
Yeah, I was looking slender.
I'm just gonna interrupt. In my research for
Yeah.
my Legacy
You would
documentary,
know, right? He's doing the documentary.
Yeah.
I did come across some footage of a
Grainy
tag
security
team-
camera footage.
tag team Grand Prix that got down to trainee number 1 and what appeared to be Monster Mac.
Yeah.
And
That's you.
The other two were Tony Clash and Vinny Abruzzi. Both of them went over the top rope, and trainee number 1 and this person who appeared to be Monster Mac were in fact the winners of this.
2 years ago?
This would have been Legacy 7.
I think it was 8.
I was out.
No.
I was out.
It was definitely 8.
It's definitely 8.
Definitely 8.
Definitely 8.
I was out in a knee injury. I don't know if some Portuguese kid might have.
He definitely looked Portuguese.
Portuguese disguised stealing gentleman may have stolen it from you, but yeah, we definitely won that. But T, what the hell are we doing? What are we gonna do?
Okay, so here's
What are we gonna do about
Do we have
this?
to cash it in? Do we have to cash in?
Yeah, is that the only way we're gonna get a match? Is that the only way to get?
And the tag team champions are already booked, so is there wiggle room to get in that match? Or?
okay. Let's just run this down for a second. As we mentioned, you haven't pinned anybody. You haven't beaten anybody.
At Legacy. Let's
At
just
Legacy.
make sure there's an asterisk that says at Legacy.
At Legacy.
At the end
Or
of the-
actually-
I for sure pinned some people.
Doesn't it go as far as our
Live shows.
live shows?
For the most part, there's been a few wins here and there.
A few? Okay.
Trainee, are
So-
we about to be fired for not having a good win record?
He's gonna fire us right now. It's a bad choice to have him come down to do the podcast.
Nice boots. They're made for walking, you know. Haha, just kidding. Come here. And then yes, thank you for picking up on that. Okay, so there's that, and then you invited me here right after. You wanted me here at 5. I can't do that.
Good
You got me.
podcast time.
That's a good podcast time.
So I got here at 6. I didn't even have time to shower. I don't even look presentable. This guy's over here taking selfies. I look like
Nick
shit.
you
Chichichi,
look handsome as hell, T. Come on.
Nick Chichichi showed up at 3:30.
He was here at 2:15, ready to go.
He has a life that where he can do that. You have a sugar mama, don't you?
His son's in the other room.
Yes, I have a sugar mama who I'm going to say this publicly here on the podcast. I think T Pheonix has a little crush on my wife. But the problem is
He has a crush on a lot of people's wives.
the problem is she does have a crush on someone in this room that is not me.
It's gotta be you, Doug. Look at that. Look at that muscle.
No.
I'm flexing right now.
She's going to kill me for saying this, but she in fact has a crush on
God
trainee
damn
number
it.
1.
Another one?
Shut up, Mac. Hi, Erica. How are you?
There must be that pop-up Samoan.
Pop-up Samoan. People love it.
I'm just
Can't get that one down.
little side bit right here. In about 20-25 minutes, check her Facebook Messenger. He'll be there.
Under the Mac profile page.
Ask me how I know.
Don't ask. So what are we doing, T? Damn it.
Okay, so
What are
back
we
to
doing?
the point. You know, last time I was here, I was offered some delicious iced tea. None this time. Didn't have time to shower. Didn't there was no catering
my
this
drink.
time. Parking out here is terrible. So I believe the phrase is creative has nothing for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great episode of the
I'm
Mack-Cast.
kidding. Okay, so don't you guys have a little unfinished business with some guys from Maine?
There were a couple of cats from Maine who at a night of appreciation kind of put a little whoop down on us in the beginning of a battle royal, and they got eliminated kind of on their own without us. And those Maine State Posse guys, they kind of pissed me off a little
They
bit.
stuck it to you, right?
Yeah,
Now,
man. They
have you run into them in Dedham or anywhere or Norwood?
no, not
No.
we haven't popped up at too many NCW shows
No, and
ever since the Doug Summers incident, which you can find out all about on the episode 49
no,
of the
I'm not going to
Mack-Cast.
backtrack. You're going to tell me this right now.
Oh, he's a piece of shit, and we hate
Doug
him.
Summers,
Doug Summers,
a
yeah,
piece of shit.
yeah.
Come on, not my.
I
Doug
feel like
Summers.
that's everybody's reaction to that.
not my Doug Summers.
Like-
I met him once at this was an Angel the Icon special, and he was just so very humble and what a great guy.
What a great human being, right?
Right? Yes.
I feel like he's being sarcastic, but I'm being sarcastic too.
Yeah.
So it's okay. 'cause
100%.
So I feel like everybody knows.
I squashed a beef with him. Love you, Doug. Love you, Doug.
He loved you, Doug.
Okay, so what would you say about bringing the Maine State Posse in and you guys settle it? And you know what, too? It'd actually be a battle of the two people who haven't. They've actually they're 1-1 and no, they're 0-1-1 because they walked out of that triple threat tag match,
Right.
And I believe they have a loss under their belt too
For
for RWA. So
yeah.
I mean,
we can't win at Legacy. They haven't won at any RWA shows in general.
I mean, to their credit, not to say that they're a bad tag team. They are.
Oh no, that they put a
collected
little
some
bit
gold,
of a whooping on us. So
and they did put a whooping on you.
yeah.
So what do you think? Yeah.
I would 100%. I don't want to do that. No, not at all.
You don't want to do that at all?
No, I'm just
All right,
again.
how about those two gentlemen that killed Davey Cash, the Hit Squad?
The Hit Squad.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. 400-pound men crushed his fucking insides. Does that sound appealing?
I think I might have an idea of who one of them is, but I have no idea about the other one.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I slightly misspelled this guy.
I think I'll take the first, the main state posse.
Yeah, okay.
That sounds like a better deal. You said about
I mean,
breaking
I
ribs.
can
and
keep thinking. Maybe we can get Brickhouse out of retirement or something. He'll chop you guys up. Brickhouse in Devon?
I defeated Brickhouse once.
Yeah. A little side fact: Mack defeated Brickhouse, and Devin is like 8 years old. So
He's actually 25, and I think his birthday's today.
Jesus Christ! Happy birthday, Devin Baker.
Or
When
this
the hell did
weekend.
you get so old?
He said it last night. I forgot.
There's like 3 of them. I don't know.
Two that he knows about.
You know what, T. Pheonix? I'll take that match, and that sounds like a good opportunity to put a damn good show on. They're a solid tag team. They caught us by surprise last time we met them. They seemed like chill dudes, but once they got in that ring, nothing but business. You know what I mean?
Be right in my face.
So I think that's a really good opportunity to put it on a good show and to finally get a legacy win.
Get that big check mark in the dub. Get the W, son.
Well, it's not going to come easy.
No, but believe me, we're not here to. Legacy, nothing's easy about Legacy.
You're
As the
telling
promoter,
me.
you would know
You're
that.
telling
Yeah.
me I'm already ready to kill people. Not literally, just figuratively.
Now, Nick, what are you looking forward to the most after this rundown? The most at Legacy 10 this year, from a fan's perspective.
From a fan's perspective, and I'm not saying it because he's sitting next to me, but the foundation.
Yeah, Monster don't want our match with the Mid-State Posse.
The foundation versus the. Can we say the agency? Can I call it the agency?
I think it's the agency,
The
right?
agency?
I think it's on the graphics, right?
I just think that with all the history there, with the history of all 6 competitors, how far they
It's for
get
sure the
back-
best story going into the.
There's a great story there. There's a long history. I mean, Jimmy Hansen and T have been tag team partners. They've been across the ring from each other. It's
Friends, enemies,
enemies, frenemies,
lovers.
That may have been who I was in the shower with.
That's who he's in the show with.
There. What was it? The Shining Stars.
Maybe in a universe far, far away. Yes.
I think that's just going to be a great match. I also think though the main event. I mean, Mike Montero has been. I think the last year, Mike Montero has been really on his game and
Consistently performing great.
I want to bring. You brought up Mike Montero, and this is something I figure that's very noteworthy. And as somebody who's been digging through the history, I'm sure you've seen certain people come into the company, rise to some degree of success, and then maybe they fade off, and it's just that they don't have the staying power. Mike Montero, over the last 10 years, has managed to keep himself relevant and rise to the top on many, many occasions, and that's not something I think anybody else has been able to do.
From my observation, Mike, and I agree with what you said, but I've seen Mike over the past however many years been at the top of the RWA, then for whatever reason he's down at the bottom and climbs up to the top again. He's incredible, just a way of getting back to that top after going down a couple of times. The very first RWA show that I went to was Dynasty, where Mike had successfully defended his belt against Jason Devine, but then subsequently lost it to Mike Grassa. So that was the first RWA show that I went to, and if I could also just, if we're talking about Mike Montero, a couple of weeks ago it was the anniversary of the passing of a friend of mine, And if you remember last September, Joe Vanaco, he passed away, had some kids. I put on a charity show to raise some money, and you all were involved in it. There was a lot of great matches that day, and I actually thought Mike Montero and Anthony Green, I thought had the best match of the day.
Yeah.
I thought their match was tremendous. Mike has a way of just stepping his game up to whoever he's against. But I heard something earlier. Speaking of that show, and I heard a name come up earlier that Trainee, you seem to, is he? Because that show was Monster Mack and T and Izzy, and is there something there between you and Izzy?
Oh, there's nothing there between me and Izzy, I can tell you that.
I have nothing to add to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no real story behind it other than I don't like him.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, if and me being blunt and honest, who would have thunk?
Well, that's why I like you. Not very much, but I like you.
I'm okay with that. As long as it's like a little bit, I'm down.
Like the smallest little bit.
It was booked, right?
Yeah. So how are we giving away them tickets, gents? What are we thinking? A trivia? Because if anybody's got the trivia question, it's probably going to be Nick.
Oh, you have one?
But, do we do the...
I wish you had said that
Oh,
before, because I had a great trivia question that I've already said on here.
Oh, who won the first Legacy main event?
Who was the main... That would have been
That's the trivia question.
They have to listen to the podcast through and throughout.
I've already said it on the podcast.
So they
but
have
okay,
to go back and listen to it.
Said early on, too.
I don't know the answer.
I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that trivia question.
He said it, and they're going to get 15 minutes in. They're going to be like, oh, that's the answer, and not listen anymore. So the question has to be right now.
Although they won't know that that's the trivia question till now. So if they don't listen to the whole podcast, they won't know.
Pick a new question.
Oh, we could do retweets and shares.
Retweets, shares. What?
Because that get
Okay, so this number sticks out in my head. I'm not going to give the number, but Legacy 8, since it was your favorite, the attendance, the closest without going over.
Ooh, I like that.
For the attendance of Legacy 8.
Boom, that's it. Folks, if you can get... I guess you don't even have to be... Whoever gets the closest is going to be the winner, so why not everybody give it a thwap, give it a try, see if you can get it. Whoever gets the closest without going over, Legacy 8 attendance, a free pair of tickets to RWA Legacy 10, July 22nd.
Where's it all being posted, Training One? Are they going to blow up my Facebook?
Yes.
Blow up my Facebook, everybody, with the closest guest of the attendance of Legacy, Nic Carcieri's favorite, 8.
You can also
in the comment section.
You also win a date with me. You can take me to Olive Garden.
Holla, breadsticks for days. They are. Clearly. Come on, man.
They're getting free tickets so they can afford the dinner.
They save the money not buying the tickets to take you out to a nice Italian dinner.
That's optional, that one. That's optional.
I'm not opposed to eating and then ducking out the back door either.
Bam! Nothing like eating and going out the back. I think I just broke them both.
I think you're going to break the internet with that.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you guys on.
That one's what? Called the Dine and just leave and not pay for
Dine
your
and
food?
Dash?
Oh, is that what
Chew
it
and
is?
Screw?
The Chew and Screw. On that note, everyone, don't do it. It's against the law, and it's morally wrong. But thank you for listening to the Mack-Cast. I'm everyone's favorite host, Monster Mack.
And I am everyone's actual favorite host of this podcast, Training Number 1. I want to thank you, T. Thank you, Nick, guys, for coming down. Any last words you want to throw out there to the Mack-Cast listeners? Or
just thanks for having me. Look for the Legacy documentary, hopefully in the fall.
So hopefully Legacy 10. What are you going to call it? You think about just calling it X? The RWA story? The Legacy story? I'm just throwing stuff out.
The reason T has gray hair.
Yes. With a picture of just you, with the top of your head. Yeah, grabbing your hair and pulling it out. I'm in. Just one Matt Hardy gray stripe.
Those are all great ideas. I will take them all.
That means no. And what about you, T? Anything you want to throw out there?
Fuck you, man.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, how do you top that? Everybody have... What am I going to say after that? Everybody have a good night.